Next, on Artbound, a flashback episode from KCET's Vaults, featuring a live reading from the iconoclast poet Charles Bukowski.
What?
The movie on this guy right here.
I'm a poet.
On what?
A poet. You know what poet?
Cola?
A poet. P-O-E-T.
Poet. You're the poet?
I'm the poet.
What are you?
What am I? I'm the
What
poet.
kind of a poet?
Modern. I've been in this neighborhood about 10 years.
I never saw you before.
Yeah. You been in here much?
I live right in the neighborhood all the time.
Where? Down on Normandy?
No, up here in Winona.
I guess we have different hangovers at different times.
I guess
That's
so.
all.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
You're a
well,
modern poet?
yeah, you should buy some of my name's Bukowski. Buy my books. Bukowski.
B-U?
Buke to rhyme with puke, yeah.
Bukowski.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Charles Bukowski.
This is Charles Bukowski. Well, just let me sit here and drink beer. You want some poems? Beg me. Amplitude, do you hear me? All right. I look good? That's better. Okay, let's get started. What the hell? Come on. Let's collect our money and get the hell out of here and really make it. Number one, the rat. With one punch, at the age of 16 and a half, I knocked out my father. A cruel, Chinese bastard with bad breath. And I didn't go home for some time, only now and then to try to get $1 from dear Mama. It was 1937 in Los Angeles, and it was a hell of a Vienna. I ran with these older guys, but for them it was the same, mostly breathing hard air and robbing gas stations that didn't have any money. And a few lucky among us worked part-time as Western Union messenger boys. We slept in rented rooms that weren't rented, and we drank ale and wine with the shades down, being quiet. And then awakening the whole building with a fist fight, breaking mirrors and chairs and lamps, then running down the stairway just before the police arrived. Some of us soldiers of the future, running through those empty, starving streets and alleys of Los Angeles. And all of us getting together later in Pete's room, a small cube of space under a stairway. There we were, packed in there, without women, without cigarettes, without anything to drink, while the rich pawed away at their many choices, and the young girls left them, the same girls who spit at our shadows as we walked past. It was a hell of a Vienna. 3 of us under that stairway were killed in World War II. Another one is now a manager of a mattress factory. Me, I'm 30 years older. The town is 4 or 5 times as big, but just as rotten. And the girls still spit on my shadow. Another war is building for another reason. I can hardly get a job now for the same reason I couldn't then. I don't know anything, I can't do anything. Sex? Well, just the old ones knock on my door after midnight. I can't sleep, and they see the lights and are curious. The old ones, their husbands no longer want them, their children are gone. If they show me enough good leg, the legs go last, I go to bed with them. So the old women bring me love, and I smoke their cigarettes as they talk, talk, talk. And then we go to bed again, and I bring them love. And they feel good and talk until the sun comes up, then we sleep. It's a hell of a Paris.
Yeah, this is it. This is a neighborhood. You know, I was a postal clerk and a carrier. I've been around. I know this town. And I used to I probably carried mail right on this street 6 times. I used to work all the stations as a sub. Yeah. I probably carry this street right here, you know. I know the town.
For how long?
Oh, I only carried 3 or 4 years. I was a clerk the rest of the time. But still, you know it that way. You learn the zone numbers. You get the stink of L.A. in your bones, you know? You know it. I think if I went to any other town, I couldn't write. You know, I got my roots on in. Post office was a hard gig, you know. I'd work all night, you know, 11 years clerking. Then I had to write. Get up and start drinking and writing, then go to work. Same thing, get up, drink and write. I had a little luck. Finally, I had to quit. You know why? I couldn't lift my arms anymore. They wouldn't lift up after a night's work. So I said, either gotta get out of there or die, go crazy. I've been lucky. I get the rent, minor royalties, 20, 25-buck checks, you know, underground newspapers. Yeah, I make it. I don't know how long it's gonna last. It's more real than what I was doing. At least it's all my time, you know? I get up when I want. I think the gods have been kind of good to me. Just kept me where I belong. Kept me where I belong. Not too much. Just right, you know? I can walk down the street, nobody knows me. Except the guys in the liquor store, they read something in the LA Times. Something came out. I'll go in for a beer, you know, buy some beer. This guy says, "Wings of Song." He knows me. But anybody else, they don't know me. They don't know who the hell I am, and it's good. It's good.
Look, he told me, all those little children dying in the trees. And I said, what? And he said, look. And I went to the window, and sure enough, here they were hanging in the trees, dead and dying. And I said, what does it mean? And he said, I don't know, it's authorized. The next day I got up and they had dogs in the trees, dead and hanging and dying. And I turned to my friend and I said, what does it mean? And he said, don't worry about it, it's a way of things. They took a vote, it was decided. And the next day it was cats. I don't see how they caught all those cats so fast and hung them in the trees, but they did. And the next day it was horses, and that wasn't so good because many branches broke. Branches broke. And after bacon and eggs the next day, My friend pulled his pistol on me across the coffee and said, "Let's go." And we went outside. And here were all these men and women in the trees, most of them dead or dying. And he got the rope ready, and I said, "What does it mean?" And he said, "It's authorized, constitutional. It passed the majority." And he tied my hands behind my back, then opened the noose. "I don't know who's going to hang me," he said, "when I get done with you. I suppose when it finally works down, there'll be just one left and he'll have to hang himself." "Suppose he doesn't?" I asked. "He has to," he said. "It's authorized." "Oh," I said, "well, let's get on with it."
Someday people are going to realize LA is the place. I bumped all over the world, man. You can't beat LA. I can fool anybody in this town, man. In Chicago, I'd be dead in 3 days. No, I mean, this is a town where you can hustle. You can lay on some guy's rug for 4 or 5 days, and you phone another phone number. You can lay on some other guy's rug. You know, I haven't done it, but I mean, it can be done. It gives you the feeling of security. People here are kind of open, you know. Like in New York, man, you get down to your last dime, they're gonna stomp your head in. Just an older culture, they do those things. LA's a wonderful town.
A wonderful town.
It is, man. I like the way the street lights shine. I like Sunset Boulevard. See that guy going? I feel good. I like this town. It's great. Come on, mother... Go! What are you sitting there for? Son of a... Go to Chicago! Did you see that? I bet he was a tourist or something. It doesn't say hotel, it says hot. Hell. Live nudes on stage. Let's go, fellas. Let's shoot him. Hey! Oh, come on, let's get our chicken and keep quiet.
Is this good stuff?
Oh, it's as good as you can get in Hollywood. Give us the... What do you got there? King size box, $189. 5 gold shrimp, sauce, French fries, coleslaw, 2 hot rolls, and a woman, right?
Man mowing the lawn across the way from me. I watch you walking with your machine. Ah, you're too stupid to be cut down. You're too stupid to let anything enter you. The girls can't use their knives on you. They don't even want to. All their sharpness is wasted on you. You're interested in baseball games and Western movies and grass blades. Can't you just take one of my knives? Here's an old one. Stuck into me in 1955. She's dead now, it wouldn't hurt much. I wouldn't give you this last one, I can't pull it out yet. But here's one from 1964. How about taking this 1964 one from me? Man mowing the lawn across the way from me. Don't you have a knife in your gut where love left you? Man mowing the lawn across the way from me. Don't you have a knife in your heart where love left you? Man mowing the lawn across the way from me. Don't you see the young girls walking down the sidewalks with the knives in their purses? Don't you see their beautiful asses and knees and ankles and eyes and dresses and motions? Man mowing the lawn across the way from me. Is that all you see, those grass blades? Is that all you hear, the turning of the mower? I can see all the way to Italy, to Japan, to the Honduras. I can see the young girls sharpening their knives. in the morning, and at noon, and at night, and especially at night. Oh, especially at night. I have lots of trouble with my women, you know. They read my poetry, and I read all these profundities. Oh, well, call them that. Then, you know, you get in bed with them, you talk with them, you live with them for 4 or 5 days. And they're waiting for you to say these grand statements. You know, you march across the room, and you're supposed to say, "Death has 12 wings like the angel of hell." But people aren't built that way. You say, "Hey, baby, why don't you make me a cup of coffee?" Well, that's not very poetic. And they don't understand that. They read your poetry and they expect you to go marching around with flames coming out of your ass and your ears, making all these statements. Well, human nature's not like that. Because you save your balls and your juice for that typewriter. Style. Style is the answer to everything. A fresh way to approach a dull or dangerous thing. To do a dull thing with style is preferable to doing a dangerous thing without it. To do a dangerous thing with style is what I call art. Bullfighting can be an art. Boxing can be an art. Loving can be an art. Opening a can of sardines can be an art. Not many have style. Not many can keep style. I have seen dogs with more style than men, although not many dogs have style. Cats have it with abundance. When Hemingway put his brains to the wall with a shotgun, that was style. Or sometimes people give you style. Joan of Arc had style. John the Baptist, Christ, Socrates, Caesar, Garcia Lorca. I've met men in jail with style. I've met more men in jail with style than men out of jail. Style is a difference, a way of doing, a way of being done. 6 Hurons standing quietly in a pool of water, or you walking out of the bathroom naked without seeing me. Do I know you? Don't push me around, baby. I'll never mind. One more beer. I'll take you all of you. God, all you guys belching and puking. You guys are drunker than I am. What the hell? Jesus. Lips. Liquor's like a symphony or like a classical song or something. You don't use it as a downer, you use it as to leap up into the sky, or when you're in pain, or when we have depression. You use it to get yourself out of the common. I'm so tired of people who are sober every day. I can't understand people who are just walking up and down sober. And they live and they die their lives. They never get drunk. They never get sick. They never have hangovers. They just go around drinking fruit juice, eating eggs, bacon, cauliflower. They never get up. They never get down. They never get sick. They never get high. They never go crazy. A woman, a tire that's flat, a disease, a desire, fears in front of you. Fears that hold so still you can study them like pieces on a chessboard. It's not the large things that send a man to a madhouse. Death he's ready for, or murder, incest, robbery, fire, flood. No, it's a continuing series of small tragedies that send a man to the madhouse. Not the death of his love, but a shoelace that snaps with no time left. The dread of life is that swarm of trivialities that can kill quicker than cancer, and which are always there. License plates, or taxes, or expired driver's license, or hiring or firing, doing it or having it done to you. Or constipation, speeding tickets, rickets, or crickets, or mice, or termites, or roaches, or flies, or a broken hook on a screen, or out of gas, or too much gas. The sink stopped up, the landlord's drunk, the president doesn't care, and the governor's crazy. Or making it as a waitress at Norm's on the split shift, or as an emptier of bedpans, or as a car wash or a busboy, or a stealer of old ladies' purses, leaving them screaming on the sidewalks with broken arms at the age of 80. Suddenly, 2 red lights in your rearview mirror, and blood in your underwear. And there's always crabs and ingrown toenails, and people who insist they're your friends. There's always that and worse. Leaky faucet, Christ and Christmas, blue salami, 9-day rains, 50-cent avocados, and purple liverwurst. With each broken shoelace, out of 100 broken shoelaces, one man, one woman, one thing enters a madhouse. So be careful when you bend over.
Everybody was disgusted with poetry. You know, when I was a kid, the poet is a sissy. The poet's nothing, and it was true. They are, a lot of them. Not meaning being a sissy. By sissy, I mean they're missing the point, you know? Like guys are fighting in the schoolyard, and one guy gets a punch in the mouth, and you're watching this. Another guy gets his head pushed down in a fountain, and he comes up with a mouthful of blood. These things are never explained, you know. The realities were never explained. Everything was hidden in poetry. The reason I kept writing was not because I was so good, but because they were so damn bad. Yeah.
Some of these poems are serious, and I have to apologize for those because I know most crowds don't like serious poems. But I gotta give you some now and then to show that I'm really not a beer-drinking machine. Yeah, okay. I'm begging the question, forget it. The last days of the suicide kid. I can see myself now, after all these suicide days and nights, being wheeled out of one of these sterile rest homes. Of course, this is only if I get famous and lucky, by a subnormal and bored nurse. There I am sitting upright in my wheelchair, almost blind, eyes rolling backward into the dark part of my skull, looking for the mercy of death. Isn't it a lovely day, Mr. Bukowski? Oh, yeah. The children walk past, and I don't even exist. And the lovely women walk by with big hot hips and warm buttocks and tight hot everything, praying to be loved, and I don't even exist. It's the first sunlight we've had in 3 days, Mr. Bukowski. Oh, yeah. And there I am, sitting upright in my wheelchair, myself whiter than this sheet of paper, bloodless, brain gone, gamble gone, me, Bukowski gone. Isn't it a lovely day, Mr. Bukowski? Oh, yeah. Pissing in my pajamas, slop drooling out of my mouth. 2 young schoolboys run by. Hey, did you see that old guy? Christ, yes, he makes me sick. After all the threats to do so, somebody else has committed suicide for me, at last. The nurse stops the wheelchair, breaks a rose from a nearby bush, puts it in my hand. I don't even know what it is. It might as well be my pecker for all the good it does. Of course, that's never gonna happen, you know.
I'll tell you something else occurred to me now, since you guys want to listen to things. I feel like throwing this beer right in your face.
Why?
I'll tell you why. I always thought sometime in my life this time might come a little bit, like guys marching in on me with cameras and all that. Somehow I almost felt it and knew it. And I was always going to crash it down and say, jam it up your... You know, they got to me too late. I don't think I can be destroyed, basically. I don't think they can destroy me. I'm too strong. They came too late with too little. The young blondes with the tight came too late. The cameras came too late. Don't grin at me like that, it's true. They came too late, I'm too strong. The gods have really put a good shield over me, man. They really have. I've been toughened up at the right time and the right place. Or so goes the delusion. But I really feel it. The gods have been good to me. They really have. They're still good to me. Christ, I've got it.